Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul min lisani yafqahu qawli. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Just a quick few words on my way to the gym. Something really strange has happened, right? So, BNP has plotted a hacking campaign, I'm sure together with the hacking capital of the world, India. They've hacked Dr. Shafiqur Rahman's Twitter account, posted something, and then of course they've got it back again. So a lot of idiots are saying apparently it's not possible. My Twitter account was compromised twice and I got it back twice within few hours, because all you have to do, you have to reset your authentication details. If you've got two factors authentication activated, any security settings, then you should have a backup measure to claim it back again. So it happens very, very quickly if you know how to do it. So of course I think Jamaat has shown it that what happened. They have done a quick demo of it, so it's fine. So the funny thing is this, that they've tried this and it's really swung 360 degree like a boomerang. It just hit them, so it completely worked against BNP. So rather than capitalizing on it, it is just done a reverse, completely reverse. You have to remember who is active in social media, mainly the young people, right? And then the Probashis, they're active in social media. This is why on social media, if you look at any of the polls, it will show the pro-July unity will win by 90%, margin, have a huge margin, which is of course not right. It's not going to happen purely because there's a lot of votes of the poor, the villagers who doesn't really use mobile, and a lot of them are illiterate, they're uneducated, not really engaged with anything. They will vote. Some of them will vote for few thousand taka. They're poor people, and there's a lot of BNP vote in there because they will buy those votes, right? So and then of course there is a hardcore Awami League vote, right? So it's not going to be like the way it's showing in social media that the pro-July is going to win by 90%. Of course it's not. It's going to be quite tight, quite tight. A part of me, I really don't want Jamaat to win the election, but I think the work ahead is going to be so difficult, So a part of me thinks it's not really ready for a decent political party to come because it's just such a mess. So it will be quite good for somebody to come in. Dr. Yunus is supposed to come in and clear all the mess. He didn't do shit, right? So now whoever is coming, his BNP is coming to power, they're going to have I don't know what they're going to do. So I was saying they might not last for more than 6 months because it's such a mess, And if we Probashis, we decide to shut down the remittance, they're gone within 2 months, BNP will be gone in 2 months. So I think it's difficult, right? But you want good for the country, so this is why probably I would want the pro-July unity to come to the government. So coming back to the social media debacle, right? So what BNP has done is completely backbited. It's just like completely. I mean, you can see how people are taking it. Nobody's buying this crap, right? Because anybody with even a pea-sized brain, will just do a simple math, right? If you look at Dr. Shafiqur Rahman, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't like his over nice, over generous approach either. I don't. I think he's, remember first day he said, we'll forgive everybody and stuff, So he's one of those. He's very, I think what you hear from other people, that he's a very nice man, right? He's a very nice man, very softly spoken. This is perhaps the reason why he's the leader, of such an organization. And remember, Jamaat is not, they're more of it's a different kind of organization, isn't it? They've got a hierarchy, they've got a whole system, you have to study and you have to get through to the ranks. So for somebody, you've got to be really of a very good character for them to come to that position, really. So I think he's a very nice man. And if you look at all his videos, all his posts and everything so far, they're so good, and they're so pro-women as well. They're pro-women. So all of a sudden you see a post like that, and then see anybody will ask question, is that right? And then what happened? And then Jamaat is coming and saying is their account has been hacked, right? And from even with working within the ranks of the government themselves, right? So there is a conspiracy, isn't it? And everybody who watches social media, who's running everybody know that, right? So BNP is trying to, of course, start this and then capitalize on it. With the switched on voters on the social media, of course, you will gonna get a massive bashing, and they have, right? Apart from your like a mafia, your BNP mafia, like who are really paid by BNP to do certain things, they will of course say things. Apart from general public, people who are educated, have got a bit of a sense, students, young generation, and they're not buying any of it, isn't it? As you can see from social media, it's just like everybody basically knows, they all concluded that is the work of BNP. So by them doing that, what they have done, they've lost more votes now, right? With this section of the population. Because you want to start this media frenzy, and then you want to win the battle of the social media, and they completely lost it. Completely lost it. So it's just like, so it did Jamaat a favor now, the whole pro-July union, it did it a favor by doing that. So I think what they're also banking on, perhaps, they can go to other section of the population who are not switched on social media and tell them about what Dr. Shafiqur Rahman said, right? And then if you think, okay, for those section of the community, would they really give a shit? Yeah, would they really give a shit? How many of them work, right? So it might not be even relevant for them. So this is what I think. They strategically, they just, of course, ethically is a very wrong thing to do what BNP has done, right? Ethically is very wrong. But then again, we know they have got no ethics, right? If you just look at the stats, I will show you in the background, right? The amount of rapes in the last, after Awami League is gone, right? In this period of 17 months or so, if you look at all the terrorism, all the criminality, there's a list you can see who has done what, right? So you can see them. Okay, the stats, over 90% is done by BNP criminals, right? And then if you look at the rape, just look at how many rape instigated by BNP student wing. Just have a look. So you look at like Islamic student movement and then this BNP student movement, compare their ethics. So you can see who is pro-women's right? You will see that very obvious. So just coming to the post by Dr. Shafiqur Rahman, yeah? Of course, they've lost the battle. It's a conspiracy, so they have lost that battle. Now, for an argument's sake, if you say that, yes, Dr. Shafiqur Rahman did that post, whoever written that post was very, very deliberate, isn't it? They didn't go on extreme. They didn't. This one word was extreme. Apart from that, everything was quite a subtle Islamist view. A lot of people contribute to that view. Yeah, because we are very familiar with it, right? We're very familiar with it in the West because look, all my life I worked with women and most of them are half naked, right? So just like, to us it's nothing. We see that every day, right? So if you look at in the West, how women are used as a product. When you go to a client, we used to go to a client, so most the beautiful girl in a team will be facing the client. Honestly, will be facing the client because you know you have an easy ride. If you want to sell something, you can sell it easily. So women are sold as a product in the West. Yeah. So of course, the words, using of the words like prostitution, of course, it sounds really horrible. But if you think what they're doing, they are like it's a product. Women's sexuality is a product. Yeah, it's a product in the West. Everything has got a woman of a naked woman. Everything has got a photo of a naked woman. If you go to TikTok, if you go to any social media, women's body parts sells. It has got views. What is it? It is digital prostitution, right? It is. Yeah, and it's not about women, right? I'm sure women doesn't want to do that. Yeah, it is because in the West, The women of no qualification, nothing. She has got few chest bits, yeah, and they show that they make loads, millions of pounds, yeah. She has got nothing, no skills. She wouldn't get a job if she goes, right? So there we go. This is the freedom, yeah, in the West, and their whole social system is broken. The Western system, the fabrics of Western system, is broken. They've got no social system left here, yeah. No morality, no dignity of women, right? And you see the depression, all the social negativity in here. So all I was saying, even if you listen to Candace Owen, if you listen to Joe Rogan, if you listen to Tucker Carlson, these are American conservatives, yeah? Conservatives. If you listen to their podcasts, yeah, you see how much aligned they are with us in this, yeah? And they live in the West. We have seen it all. We've seen the whole 360-degree, right? And we see the problem. And so even in the West, people are saying it, that this whole consumerization of women's sexuality, materializing them, yeah, is in fact demonizing women. It's just abusing womanhood, right? And it's concluded in the West, yeah. So we're having this discussion in Bangladesh after, centuries, yeah. This is the mature discussion. So in the West, it's gone, the whole liberalism is going back, yeah, to conservatism, right? And in Europe, conservatism is in the rise, and America is totally in the rise. If you go to Eastern Europe, there's so much like a positivity around conservatism. Yes, there's some far-right racism is peaking as well, but the main thing is this: conservatism is increasing in the West. Yeah, it is. Because people have seen liberalism and people have seen how damaging it is for women, right? So these are like an old discussion now. So we are going Bangladesh, we're going back because we're catching up, I guess. They were saying is the West is sneezing and the effect is going to be in the third world after 50 years, right? So we are perhaps catching that sneeze now, okay? So it is so idiotic and so stupid. And I think if you take anything from it, right? The very fact that Dr. Shafiq is saying he didn't post it, right? So even if he did and he said he didn't, he is not owning that. What right does that give you to put words in his mouth so that he said it, right? This is like a joke. And like these BNP student wings, they're on the road marching for it. They've got 6 or 7 girls in the front, yeah, talking about women, right? And all the thugs, yeah, all the BNP thugs on the bottom of that line, yeah, like saying against Dr. Shafiq, who is saying that he didn't say it, right? So you're putting word in his mouth. It is like, honestly, it's a joke beyond any limit. It's just like, that shows how pathetic they've gone to and how desperate they are. And it's a sign they're losing big time. They have got no public opinion. They've got nothing. Yeah, you can pay some money. You can pay, I don't know how much money these candidates have spent. You can pay a lot of money, gather a lot of people, right? But it's just like on the digital front, they are just, as I said, 90% approval rate of the pro-July movement, right? So they've lost that completely. And if you look at all the universities, you can see how they have lost. Catastrophic, yeah? The result is catastrophic for them. So I don't know. I honestly think it's not going to be 90%, of course. You're not going to get that. But probably majority will go for pro-July. And again, I also think how the Awamelig element, there's a significant portion of that left side of population in the country, significant portion. At some point, they will be engaged in politics. I wonder, within them, say, you've got 25% of the population. Out of them, you can say 10% will be like a pro-Indian extreme idiots. But there will be another at least 15% of that population, yeah, who will be, I think, open-minded, decent, left-leaning people, yeah. The people in the left normally they're pro-environment, they're pro-minority, they're pro many things, right? And they're normally they're very good people. They're very decent people, right? They've got, yes, they believe in communism, some of them, but they are morally, they're quite sound people. They're writers, they're intellectuals. So as I said, there will be 15% decent Malik population, right? And sometimes I wonder who would they vote for, right? If they're of course matured, then they all know that the narratives that is made up against Jamaat, they all know it's a fake, especially people with knowledge. They know it's a fake narrative, right? For years. And it's a pure incompetence of Jamaat, really, I will say. Jamaat is such an incompetent organization. As I said, politically they're so naive. This is what they fail. How can they win this fake argument for 50 years and you couldn't do anything? So what right do you have to be in politics? In my view, Jamaat does not have any right to be in politics, yeah, because they couldn't destroy that narrative, yeah. But now, of course, I can see because of these young people, especially with Islamic Sattra Shibir, what they've done in universities, they're beginning to come to terms with it, and they're really changing the narrative, and it's working. So I'm quite optimistic now. What's happening? So all I was saying is this: the people on the left who are really well informed, they know that is a fake narrative, right? And then for their interest, for them to bring, if they want to bring about a change, a decent politics in Bangladesh, I cannot see why they would vote BNP. Why would they? Yeah, they are also very likely to vote, even without saying anything to anybody, disclosing anything to anybody. They are very likely to vote the pro-July, because whole pro-July sonnet gives an open playing field for everybody. That gives the left, the decent left, who want to love Bangladesh, who want to do decent politics, yeah, gives them an opportunity to start fresh and do something good in that field. I might disagree with their politics, but if they believe in what they do, yeah, if they are like, for example, the Green parties in Europe, yeah, the very left-leaning political party. But they're a very good political party. I mean, I vote for Green a lot of the time because, yes, they are pro-LGBTQ and they've got few issues. But you weigh it up, Greens, they're very socially, they're very active, they're very good, they're pro-Palestine. You see, there's so many things which my politics is very much aligned to Greens, and they're left. So in Bangladesh, there are a lot of people like that. They're left, right? So they will never vote for right. But by voting the pro-July party, they know there will be less corruption, less fraud, there will be a level playing field, whereby this significant majority in Bangladesh can come to the power in the future. They can never come back as the Kutta League, that side of dirty mafia politics. They will never, sorry, I'm good. Right. So they'll never be able to come back with that style of politics, but they can certainly come back with a decent left-wing politics in Bangladesh. There's plenty of room for that, right? You need one. You definitely need one. Because NCP is like a mix of left, right, and everybody, right? So there's a room for a left-leaning politics in Bangladesh. So they can come back. So in their interest, I think, they need to vote for a pro-July unity so that their pathway to the future politics is much easier, yeah? Because there will be a lot of argument left to win. They will win those arguments, yeah? Especially if you're a real humanitarian, if you are a real environmentalist, there's a lot to be said about those things. I personally believe in those things, right? So there's a room for politics internationally and also locally. So I think they've got a great future, and they should vote pro-July. Why would you vote for a bunch of thugs, corrupt thugs? All they come to politics for is a sanda, and then money, and then fraud, and then corruption. Why would you do that? This is anti-Bangladesh. To vote for a corrupt party like that, yeah, people who are buying their seat for millions and millions of dollars, yeah, what are they going to do? Of course they have to be corrupt. For them, they have invested the money, they have to get the return. It's a simple investment and return, right? So they will have to be corrupt. They've got no choice but to be corrupt. BNP has got no choice but to be corrupt. So as I said, I think this whole social media thing is going to haunt them. Yeah, it's just like what a palaver and what a disaster. What a political suicide. Yeah, do something, man. If I say if you do something, do a calculation. Yeah, is it going to land when you punch your opposition? The punch has to land. It needs to have the energy. But it is just like a boomerang. It hit them right on the face. Yeah, they're a disgrace. Yeah, this group of people, this BNP is a disgrace. As I said, I think I find that quite a laugh. Really, it's very funny what they've done. But I think it worked for Jamaat. Yeah, good for them. You know, but also just to finish it with, I was thinking I just saw a just quick post from Tasnim Zahra. Tasnim Zahra, yeah, she did a post, and you can see. Look, I mean, it was so wonderful to see that the politics this little kids are starting in Bangladesh is so good, right? It's such a good politics, because if you just compare Hasnat, well, in particular, if you compare Hasnat and Tasnim Zahra, the way they are running the election campaign, right? And you compare that with the other and another guy. I'm watching these three very carefully. Shishi Munir, Hassan Abdullah, and Tasnim Zara. This is a wonderful bunch of people, and they're bringing this culture of new culture of politics in Bangladesh, and people will see it. People will see it, and so this is changed. What I'm saying, this is changed the whole dynamic of future election in Bangladesh. Gone, BNP is finished. If not this time, their future is counted. You can count them by months, I think. Yeah. So, and of course, same with Army League, all that part is gone. Yeah. And Jamaat as well. As I said, Jamaat is also an old organization. That politics is not going to work anymore. But what Shibir has started in the universities, that's the future of politics, right? So if Jamaat can adopt, let these young people of Shibir and stuff take the front seat, they go to the back seat, then they've got a fantastic future in Bangladesh. That's my view. All right. Jazakallah khair.